I want to be Kim Kardashian without having to fuck a black dude.
I want to fuck black dudes. I like some cream. I want some cream in my coffee.
Oh, girl, you best get it.
Yeah. That's a JN on the hat, everybody. Jon Nutt, Ben Stark. We're here live from Bangkok. Podcast, web thing, television, boob tube, all the entertainment. You can listen to us, watch us, do whatever you really want. It's up to you. It's your world. You do your thing. What's best for you. And use that as just daily advice. You know what I mean? Like a meme. I'm like a fucking talking animated meme. Do your thing. Do what's best for you. Don't listen to the crowd. Don't listen to what other people say about you.
Can you say fat man?
Just do your thing. I can. Fat guy in a little coat. Of course.
That was really good.
I was supposed to be. Like, I was supposed to be, well, if Chris Farley didn't die of cocaine and other drugs with whores in the room, I would have been the next Chris Farley. I was on that path, but the whores and the cocaine thing, you know,
not your thing.
Keep it preppy. You know what I mean? You know what I mean.
Not really.
You know what I mean. Do you know what I mean?
In a van
down by the river. Van down by the river.
What's the name of the river over here?
Chao Phraya. Yeah, exactly.
In a van down Chao Phraya River in Bangkok. Live from Bangkok.
Live from Bangkok. Ben Stark.
Hey, that's me. So we do live in Asia. We do talk about Asian MMA or MMA if you're not into like turning abbreviations into words or whatever.
Correct.
Loser. And you know, not you, but you know, people that don't want
in general.
Yeah, like whatevs. So, as known, if you've watched our previous episodes, which you haven't, you really should. Stop being fucking lazy.
Get it done.
Get your game on. We cover Asian MMA, expat life, and then we do like some worldwide MMA stuff if it's worthwhile. And
regular everyday bullshitting because he and I have hung out at gyms around the globe.
Around the world.
And randomly know people that know people that know people.
And do things with stuff.
Google me. I'm Googleable.
Google me.
I'm Googleable.
Google. Don't Google me and Tough 11. Just Google everything else about me. I don't want you to say Tough 11.
Hey.
I don't know why I said that on the internet.
Hebrew Hammer. And
it's a multifaceted
with talking about the Asian MMA, we'd like to just first and foremost give shout outs to Fight Nation, the MMA Asia. Fight Sports Asia is doing a great job these days.
Yes, sir.
Combat Sports Asia, Samurai Life, exactly.
Samurai Life, the Fight Network, MMA in Asia.
Everybody trying to keep it real and big up the sport.
And everyone that covers foreign language MMA and translate it in English for us. Because we don't read other languages. Well, he might read Thai, but I don't read other languages. Word up.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, fresh off the bat, let's jump into Shanghai. RUFF 10, based in China, having their next show, the 10th show, in Shanghai.
You've been to Shanghai?
I have never been to Shanghai.
Okay, Shanghai is fucking awesome. Great expat community there. Just by the way, big shout out to Bar Rouge up at the top. I've been there a couple times. I love me some Shanghai. It's a huge move for RUFF, for the Resnick Federation. Major reason being, in my opinion, is RUFF is, I think, a cool Asian MMA organization. Check them out. They just had their tournament. I know the boys from Jaded MMA, that clothing brand. They work with them a lot. They do some sponsorships for them. Rodrigo Crapal, right? That's it.
Yeah.
Rodrigo Crapal. He was really, really good at the jiu-jitsu. He won their lightweight tournament.
And he's going to fight Razul Koruyev.
Right, on this next one. Dude, that's a good promotion. A lot of their shows have been in outer Mongolia. And aside from people like me who really like Ulaanbaatar, it's the capital of Mongolia for people that don't know, you ain't really getting out to the RUFF shows too often. And because they're really only played in China, once again, we're limited to access and shit. They got some YouTube stuff, but overall.
Yeah.
And so moving to Shanghai is a big deal because Shanghai is a baller city.
And I'm not gonna lie, I'm a fan of anything Mongolian.
Yep.
Mongolian beef, Mongolian chicken,
yep.
Genghis Khan.
Don't know if you didn't know this, but the #1 hottest place in Ulaanbaatar, they don't have McDonald's, by the way. So it's a really cool place. Because you go there, and being in a place that doesn't have McDonald's for Americans, obviously that's very odd. Their #1 restaurant, though, for expats and shit, is called 313. The 313? It's called 313 Detroit. No shit.
Yeah.
And it's an American restaurant, and it serves Mongolian barbecue as well.
Cool. Now, I'm going to go on a limb and say, I support any country that doesn't support McDonald's. Unless McDonald's wants to sponsor our podcast, and in that case, I think those people are foolish.
In which case, yeah, obesity.
Yeah.
Fat kid.
What up, fatty?
Get me up on a double cheeseburger.
Yo, clown time, homie.
Anybody want a burger?
Real talk. Real talk.
That's society.
Now,
get it.
This guy is not in Asia currently, but he's technically Asian, being from New Zealand, though living in Australia. Mark Hunt.
Yep.
If you're not aware, Mark Hunt had a really nasty staph infection on his leg. He's been an awesome internet guy and filming all of it. Every time he goes to the doctor, every time he gets cleaned, when his wife or cousin or sister pulled the gauze out of the hole. Let me tell you, have a strong stomach.
Gnarly shit, dude.
Please watch it. The doctor was like 2 knuckles deep in his leg hole, and just swimming around. He's like, "Oh, I can kind of feel that," and she goes, "Yeah, that happens." And she's just like finger blasting his leg.
Yeah, man. Anytime anything's finger blasting a wound, it makes me think of that movie, like Crash, and back in the day, and I don't know.
It wasn't pretty, man.
Wound fingering isn't a good time in my realm. So you can go check out Mark Hunt's massive leg, and yeah, he's a Pacific Rimmer, but he likes Pacific Rim jobs.
Heyo! Getting 2 knuckles deep in his leg hole.
Exactly, getting the leg hole.
Yeah.
So, or don't do it. We just told you about it.
Please have a strong stomach.
Yeah.
And if JP's so kind, we have a big white thing behind us. Throw some of that gross shit up right here.
We're in the mansion right now.
Actually,
in the viewing room.
It's pretty hard to see because apparently he said it as private friends only on his Facebook video. I didn't see it on the YouTube. So it might actually kind of be like a little golden internet nugget. Nonetheless, it's awesome. Let's see. In Japan, now I might say his name wrong, because I've never heard it, I've only seen it in letters. Saya Kawahara is retiring.
Kawahara?
Yes. He announced it at Pancrase 250 at the Neoblood tournament, the 19th Neoblood tournament. Pancrase does not fuck around. 250 shows.
250 shows?
250 shows. 252 will be their 20th anniversary. This is their 19th Neoblood tournament. Do you know any other event that's had 19 tournaments? I don't think K1 had 19 tournaments.
Yeah, I don't think they did.
This is high-end shit. He's only 25. He's 10-4-1.
They keep it.
He fought for Sengoku. He fought for Pancrase. He fought for GCM. He's quite young to be retiring. In this article, it doesn't quite state why. I mean, I'll give it a deeper read if you can gabber it up for them. I'll give it a little.
Go for it, buddy. I personally think, though, that if he's retiring, whatever. People retire from the sport for whatever reason. Maybe he wants to have a kid. You don't know the background of his story. You don't know who he is. You're not walking a mile in his shoes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which, by the way, I've said it once. I've said it 12 million times. You don't talk about somebody until you walk a mile in their shoes. Because that way, once they know that you're talking about them, you're a mile away and you got their shoes.
And it seems this is definitely a guy to talk about. Though it doesn't state why he's retiring, just that he is. His career has not been peppered with, he's got a lot of negative press over the years. He's known for attacking opponents after the bell.
Right.
He had a first-round knockout over Yuta Nakahara.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Nakamura.
Nakamura.
And it was overturned as a loss due to unsportsmanlike conduct after the knockout. Kind of reminds me of my favorite Japanese fighter, Aoki.
Oh yeah? Shinya? You a big fan of Shinya Aoki?
I hate that guy.
He's not a big fan of Shinya.
But nonetheless, he is retiring. He has an excellent record, 10-4, as I said. It's unfortunate to see a talented guy go, but I guess if you're going to be a dick, if you're going to get rid of somebody, get rid of a dickhead.
Get rid of a dickhead.
That works. Oh well.
Moving on straight to what I think is the biggest story of Asian MMA, what I would like to highlight because it's what's on my mind grapes. Big shout out to Von Blood Anderson. You know, Von Blood Anderson getting brought into Bellator, and he will be fighting War Machine, and that's on the undercard of the Ben Saunders Killer B.
I love that guy.
He's a good human being.
Not just because he's a friend of mine and a teammate, but because he's fucking awesome.
Yeah, he's a funny cat, huh?
He's great. Solid, solid dude. Just got his brown belt a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
Or he gets black. Oh, wait, I just had a brain fart.
That'll happen.
He got either his brown or his black belt. I didn't see this in a news story. I saw it on Instagram, so I'm a little foggy because I didn't like write it down.
Right.
Sorry.
Either way, big up to
Ben Saunders.
Von Blood Anderson fighting War Machine. That's the type of fight that I would like in Dare Fight Sports. There, I said it.
He said
Dare Fight Sports. Go check them out. They're a good organization.
Yeah.
They rock. They're the rock and rollers of MMA.
Are you talking about Dare Fight Sports?
I am.
Whoa.
I am indeed.
Those guys.
And that Von Blood Anderson versus War Machine, that could have been in Dare.
Now, isn't Dare like the bad boys of Bangkok?
Mm-hmm.
Like they're known to be like
real
intense, like awesome dudes.
Exactly.
Man.
The rebels of MMA. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. They are. That's who they are. That's what they do. That's what they're good at. Anyways, once again, kudos to him. Hey, to go on with Thailand, Von Blood Anderson comes out of
Ubon Ratchathani.
Ubon Ratchathani. He was over in Ubon Ratchathani. That's the northeastern Isan province of Thailand. He was out there at Legacy Gym for a while. Dude that comes out of Legacy is obviously their fucking head man, Ole Larson, who did a little interview with MMA Orient. Go check that out, where he talks about how he's in the Dare tournament, gonna fight through the Dare tournament, gonna pick up that cash, and then go on with them. So that's a big deal because not only is Ole a major player in Asian MMA,
big player.
That shows that once again he also like he said he's going with them because they're not copying the UFC or any other organization. They're trying to do their own thing.
They're trailblazers.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
The real deal, Holyfield. But it's a huge deal because I mean Ole's in that tournament. That shows what kind of caliber they're going after, and if that's the type of caliber of fighter that they're gonna have in the tourney, man, that's a game changer.
Man, you gotta assume with his extensive Muay Thai background, having 50+ fights, though he only has, what is he, 9-3 or 9-6 in MMA?
Yeah, I think he's 6-3 in MMA or 6-2.
Okay, so he's got 9 MMA fights. But he's got well over 50 Muay Thai fights. He's got to be the front runner in experience, at least.
I would think. But he's also, just by the way, anybody that knows Ole, I mean, he's one of my favorite fighters to watch because the dude just walks forward. He's like a Muay Thai fighter. I mean, like, he walks forward, not afraid to thump and take the thumps.
It's true. You got to be willing to receive if you want to give.
Yeah, like I'm hoping that this October, the Dare Fight Sports folks just put him against another bad boy.
Just willing to get
bad boy, willing to, you know,
actually
go.
Looking back while I was looking up Ben Saunders, he did get his black belt just this month.
Okay.
From American Top Team, and he will be facing Douglas Lima. I don't know if you're familiar with Douglas Lima. That's a bad motherfucker.
Okay, give us your Douglas Lima impersonation.
Death. Douglas Lima's a bad dude. Now, not taking anything away from Ben Saunders. Ben Saunders is as much of a monster.
Jeet Kune Do.
Right. These guys, it's gonna be nasty.
Okay.
It's gonna be all. If you have access to Bellator, I strongly suggest watching this, especially the main event.
Let's give another kudos to Phuket Top Team and all the people down in Phuket, as we are repping Thailand. Not repping it. Phuket Top Team. Anthony Leone fighting tonight, but that's tomorrow night their time, you know what I mean? But he's fighting in Bellator. Anthony Leone, you guys back in the States, maybe you know him, maybe you don't, but he's big in the Asian scene because not only is he the strength and conditioning and wrestling coach down at Phuket Top Team, he's a fantastic human being that knows how to play the song Simple Man by Leonard Skinner.
Wait a minute. He's not a coach because he would need a proper paper. Yeah,
not
dude.
a coach. He's not a coach.
He's just there.
I say he's a volunteer coach.
There you go. There you go.
He's a volunteer. The word for volunteer in Thai is asasama. So there you have it. On label. Nobody here in Thailand works if they have round eyes. They don't like. I'm not working. This is volunteer shit right here.
Yeah.
Are we not volunteering?
We're doing this
for the greater good of growing the sport of mixed martial arts.
I want to do it because I want to be a celebrity.
That's a weird reason, dude.
I want to be Kim Kardashian without having to fuck a black dude.
I want to fuck black dudes. I like some cream. I want some cream in my coffee.
Oh, girl, you best get it.
Yep.
That, you know, I think my boobs are too nice to be Kim Kardashian. Hers look like floppy pudding bags, like when they're mostly empty.
Right.
I was really upset. Though Ray J, big ups, packing heat, and she took all of it. I was fucking super impressed. Like, that shit had to hit her pancreas.
Her butt. That gluteus. It ain't no minimus.
I'm pretty sure it's floppy. Maximus. It looks like some floppy jalopy.
I think it's all over the place now.
Yeah.
That girl after a kid. You seen Christina Aguilera lately? That girl
she looks like me.
Trunk. Yeah, exactly.
She looks like me.
He'd be having sex with Ben with long hair. Ben with better hair. But her ass is definitely like the size of you. I mean,
she's massive. She sang at like a sports game. What is it, like a year or two ago? And she was a house, but she wore the same skimpy like little shit that she wore when she was fit. And frankly, it just shouldn't happen.
Yeah, it should.
I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. It shouldn't happen.
Why are we talking about Christina?
We shouldn't. We should talk about Kale Uno and Hideko Tokoro.
Kale Uno. We all like Kale Uno.
Right. Signing to stay with Vale Tudo Japan.
Right.
For their upcoming events. Now, Uno is a legend. If you don't know Kale Uno, step your fucking game up.
Sure, dog, and Google him. Get it done.
Homie's been around for ages. Okay? Yeah. Ages. So, if you don't know Uno...
Has he fought Anderson Silva before?
I don't think they're close to the same weight.
No, I don't.
Well, Kale Uno did do some fights at 170. I don't think he ever went over. And,
he fought some... I mean, he's fought names, dude.
Yeah,
He's been around.
He fought Hermes Franca in the UFC. That was a hell of a fight, man. Hell of a fight.
There it is.
His career in Japan, like, I'm not super familiar name-wise. Like, I recognize faces, but I have a hard time pronouncing, like, long-ass names.
They're all Asian to Ben, which...
That's not true.
Makes sense, because they're all Asian.
They are. But I don't generalize.
Okay.
Okay.
Jew. See? See how I did that?
Does anyone need their taxes done? Because I'm available.
Right. Anywho. Get on it.
Nonetheless... if you're familiar with Tokoro, you should be. Fought in Dream, Sangoku, Pride. Same with Kale Uno. Uno's all over the place. Uno fought Jay-Z Cavalcanti in the finals of the K1 Heroes lightweight tournament.
Okay.
Hell of a fight.
Your buddy Jay-Z.
Beastly event.
Did you ever fight Shinya?
Jay-Z? Twice.
What'd you think of those?
I think Shinya... So.
You can go back to podcast number 1, find out what Ben thinks about Jay-Z.
Yeah. I think Jay-Z's awesome.
And what he thinks about Shinya.
I think he is a delightful individual with great table manners and a winner's attitude.
Right.
So nonetheless, look for Japan Valley Tudo to have a more consistent show base. Because for the longest time, it was really like only once a year. But it seems now they're coming into more and more shows. I heard they're even talking about one every other month. I've seen little blurbs on the Twitter. On the Twitter machine.
That would be huge. That would be huge. That would be the step up.
Speaking of the Twitter machine,
what about it?
Don't forget to holler at your boy, Ben Stark HH, on Twitter. That stands for Hebrew Hammer, not Hail Hitler. I'm a Jew. Let's keep it real.
There it is. There it is.
And then don't forget Dare Fight Sports, or is it Dare Fighting Championship on Twitter?
Dare Fight Sports on Twitter.
It's one of the. It might be both.
At Dare Fight Sports.
Look for it. Get it.
They use things that I say sometimes.
Yeah, stuff. I like words.
Yep.
It's true.
Social media, though.
Now, in the U.S., we had some traditional Muay Thai action in the name of Lion Fight 10.
Yes.
They brought over some good talent. They brought over Yod St. Clive Fairtex.
Yes.
They brought over Malaipet.
Malaipet lived in L.A., so they didn't really bring him over. But Malaipet, yeah, is a man. I like Malaipet a lot.
Malaipet was one of the first.
Malaipet Sasi Prapa
was one of the first Thais to break into MMA. Right. Strike Force.
That fight against Tarzan, once again, where he's just kicking the shit out of him, is a great time. Go check that out. Again, I think, one of Thailand's first MMA stars.
Yes, for sure. I mean, let's be real, guys.
Let's be real on the Lion fight. I didn't get to see it, and I will eventually get to it. I just haven't had the time.
I haven't been able to find footage.
I'm a baller, and I have things to do like archery and croquet. That's dead serious. And Kevin Ross lost. Kevin Ross lost. That's a big deal.
I don't know much about Kevin Ross.
Kevin Ross.
Who is he?
In terms of America and his weight class, because he's like what 145. Like he's a Thai weight class. I mean, he's not a huge dude, and he hasn't lost in a long time. And he lost. That's a big deal. I mean, I think he's like the Liam Harrison for America. Do you know what I mean? I think that was a good analogy right there. I think he's like the Liam Harrison of America. Speaking of that, I know you wanted to flow into Liam Harrison's boys. That's all Bad Company in England. If you guys look them up, that's a big crew, because that's Liam Harrison, Jordan Watson, who just fought like Albert Cross in Glory.
Okay.
Jordan Watson, they call him Quadzilla. Kid's legs are
Quadzilla. Nonetheless, Yoel St. Clair actually won another title for this. He's fighting as a middleweight now. When he was in Lumpini, he was a flyweight.
Yeah.
What's flyweight? 125?
125, yeah.
And now he's fighting at middleweight. What's middleweight in Muay Thai?
What is it? 175, 165, right?
Man, and he's now...
No, it might be 185, right? Same thing.
I don't know if because I know boxing middleweight is like 160.
And well, in Thailand they changed it all up, so I have no idea. And we're going on kilos because the rest of the world does that.
Yeah. Now, not only this, Yoel St. Clair is 2 victories away from having 200 career victories.
Right.
And I'm quite sure that his losses is very much
the fact that he's going to be fighting in Thai fight, or as I like to call it, Thais kick the shit out of foreigners fight. And anyway, so he'll definitely get some wins on that. You know what I mean? They basically, if you guys don't get to watch Thai fight is basically like feeding lions. It's pretty fucking awesome. I love it. I think it's very exciting. A lot of people are mad that it's so one-sided, but for me, I just think, you know, seeing fucking Sayok elbow a Cambodian in the head, great time.
It's fun to watch, but it's, in terms of an all-around fight fan, it is kind of shit.
You got to switch over to Lion because they have, once again, 50-50 straight-up matches.
Much more like Max Muay Thai. Max Muay Thai is Bokau's event here in Thailand, which is much more evenly matched.
Get me on it. I'd love to fight on that.
We're working on it.
Yeah, I'd like to fight on that.
Sabai, bro. Sabai. Keeping it foreign, but moving over to jiu-jitsu.
No, let's keep it Muay Thai real quick and keep it in Thailand.
Okay.
Because like I said, very good analogy is like Jordan Watson, all those guys, some of those guys, Kevin Ross being the analogy that he's like the Liam Harrison. Those guys, the guys from Jitty Gym, Stephen Malidi and Aaron Burton's over there, and both those guys just fought in the penitentiary fights here in Thailand, which you wanted to kind of discuss, so let's bring it up.
I watched a video that was posted by Jitty Gym on my Facebook.
I think it's awesome.
Talking about, they can't wait for the 3rd round. So basically, there's an event in what might be the nicest prison I've ever seen, ever.
Right, and it happens in 2 prisons in Thailand, by the way.
I am unaware, but nonetheless, they bring in a bunch of non-prisoners, and I would say the vast majority of them, cupcakes, lambs to the slaughter. Like they had.
In your opinion?
I watched one guy who, like, in his warm-up, he started punching himself in the face and almost knocked himself out. And then
I think foreigners get excited when they're like. So what the show also does is a lot of these foreigners are having their first fight in Thailand, and so they might have like come from Italy and have their fight, or come from Brazil, like the one guy came from. But they've flown across here and they're fighting at a prison. That is some fucking Lionheart, real life, JCVD, you're living the dream type of shit. And kudos to him. I know Aaron Burton, he fought in it. And
from here, he's one of the better farang in the country.
Got it. Yeah, exactly. And he's legit, man. And that dude has, you know, all those guys from Jitty Gym are legit. Stephen Malidi, if he's fighting in it. What the cool thing though is, for those that don't know, these fights though, they do get televised. They get made into a show, so you can check it out on the YouTube. But the winner of the tournament, the Thai dude, normally gets a king's pardon. So he gets.
You sure?
Yeah, something like that. There's a very famous girl Muay Thai fighter who got arrested, and she was gonna do, I think, 31 years in prison for selling methamphetamine, and she did 6, and the whole time she was just training like a motherfucker. And she went in there and whipped some ass and got a pardon, and now she's like in the Philippines all the time, doing women's Muay Thai, women's regular boxing matches.
Like, because like I said, I shared the video on the Facebook and I made some
rash comments
about it, and people were chiming in, and your friend Aaron actually commented. He's like, I don't think anyone gets a pardon anymore, but they do get a bunch of money, and that really helps with their prison life.
Correct.
Okay, if you,
I don't think they get pardoned anymore either, but they used to.
If you killed somebody and you're gonna do the time, I would train my ass off for that king's
pardon.
pardon.
I think it's fucking hilarious in a country where you have Muay Thai as your national sport. It's like, let's get the animals to be even bigger animals.
Let's train
Give the animals steroids and fucking let them go. Yeah.
Let's get them rocking.
Yeah, so that's awesome.
Yeah.
Kachuk is also going on now in Thailand. For those of you guys that don't know, Kachuk is the type of hemp rope that they used to wrap their hands. We're not dipping it in honey and broken glass.
It's not a Taipei death match?
But it's just the wrapped in rope, and that is up. They got some good fighters doing that stuff.
I believe Thai Fight was doing a short reality series.
Right.
With the guys, prepping them, kicking banana trees and stuff.
Right.
And then the event was all Kachuk fight.
Correct.
Which I unfortunately missed.
But it's online, so you can go check it out. If you're not reading. Because Ben's a big fan of literacy and just being...
Reading is fundamental.
Right. That's what he says. That's what the man says
If
all
you
the time.
can sync that to the dude from Back to School saying it with my audio, that would be dope.
Yeah.
Anyway...
AV shit, bro.
You want to jump to America?
Go for it.
Because we got big business.
America,
first and foremost, MMA sweetheart Ronda Rousey is confirmed to be in the Expendables.
Trace?
Sam. We're in Asia. Expendables Sam. So, it doesn't say much about what she's going to be doing.
Probably sucking something. And I don't mean that in like a sucking, like, you know, I don't mean that in a sucking.
Way to ruin my spank bank.
It's Expendables 3. Did you see Expendables 2?
I loved them. I thought they were fun.
Okay, never mind. Go on.
Like, we're not talking about Oscar-nominated performances. We're just talking about seeing all the guys I saw as a kid kicking ass. Just still kick. Like, Red 2 is a bunch of other old dudes. Was awesome.
When I saw Jason Statham in real life for the first time and know that he's 5'4", it disappointed me to the point where it was like, you know what? You're no longer my action star. I'm just gonna remember you from Lock, Stock, and Snatch and that shit, and then we'll keep
You're not
it safe.
cool anymore.
Keep it safe. Anywho, Ronda Rousey. You think she's fine?
Ronda Rousey?
Yeah.
Yes.
You
do? Yes. Her and Felice Herrig.
He's still addicted to round eyes. I don't get down with round eyes these days.
Her and Felice Herrig could get it.
Keep it Asian.
They could get it, son.
Yeah?
JP, back me up.
What?
Felice Herrig, Ronda Rousey, Miesha Tate, they could get it.
You think Miesha Tate is Miesha Tate fine?
Yeah.
Miesha Tate's fine?
She's not, yeah.
Miesha Tate's tight, son. Speaking of Miesha Tate,
Homeboy Reed, who's not with us right now, but DJ Ick, Homeboy Reed can't make it because he's sick or whatever. He explained to me once that women's MMA is like the future #1 sport on the planet. Reason being, if you don't care, like normally if they're doing some technical shit, you're like, God damn, that's the technical shit. And if they're not and they're fine, you're like, God damn, that's some hot ass.
Dude, and no one's got booty like girls who do lots of squats. And if you're gonna wrestle or do MMA, you're gonna do lots of squats.
Right.
Just like those CrossFit chicks. Slamming, son, all day.
Not for me. This is another thing, another opinion thing. People have different opinions. See, a lot of people
your opinion's wrong.
Well, you know.
You like how I did that? It was pretty good.
Exactly.
Huh?
Yeah, I do like that.
Yeah, you like that, son?
Alright, go on.
Nonetheless, Ronda Rousey will be one of the coaches on the next season of The Ultimate Fighter. It'll be Ronda and Miesha. And it seems that they really don't like each other. There's now footage circulating the last time they squared off.
You think it's gonna be a real grudge match? And flicked each other off and stuff.
Yeah, fuck you.
Yeah.
But like, if you see the trailers from the Ultimate Fighter, Ronda Rousey's crying, and she's like, she's gonna pay for every smirk and smug remark. Like, either this shit's getting high school, or this is gonna be bonkers. I expect nothing short of broken limbs, and of course only an arm.
All right.
That's what's popping.
All right.
And of course this past weekend we had UFC on Fox 8.
Yeah.
I was shocked to see
Robbie Lawler still knocking fools out. I love Robbie Lawler.
Robbie Lawler,
not sexually, but not.
Robbie Lawler training with American Top Team.
Yeah.
ATT bitches.
Why are you boys with him? Do you know him well?
I am ATT. I haven't. No, Robbie joined after I moved to Thailand.
Okay.
But I'm a big fan of Robbie Lawler. Right. I wasn't a fan of Robbie Lawler when he fought Aaron Riley because Aaron Riley's my boy.
All right.
But other than that, I love me some Robbie Lawler.
I was funny. I wasn't. The only time that I really haven't been a Robbie Lawler fan was when he fought Melvin Manhoef. I wanted to see Melvin Manhoef step it up in MMA back in then. And then all of a sudden Robbie knocks him out after getting just dominated and crushed for like the whole time. Gets that knockout. Robbie Lawler, like put more Robbie Lawler on my Robbie Lawler cake. You know what I mean?
Robbie Lawler cake?
You know what I mean? With Robbie Lawler cherries and whatnot.
Eve Edwards fought as well. Eve Edwards is a veteran. If you think Kel Uno's a veteran,
Eve Edwards, he's out, right? He's done, right?
No, he just fought Saturday.
He just fought Saturday.
And he fought this. He lost, which I do not agree with at all.
Who am I talking about? Oh, Gilbert. I'm talking about Gilbert.
Gilbert who?
What? Gilbert Ivel.
Oh,
he retired.
I haven't heard about him once, so it's quite possible. Eves, I think, won that fight. He was like he fought a guy who was very much into like kind of karate striking.
Right.
A lot of like beep and run away and boop and run away. Where Eves was putting shit together. I saw Eves winning it, but he lost and he was visibly upset. George Masvidal.
Yeah,
they had him on the prelims.
He trains on the Booga Top Team.
Right? Hurts my stomach. But yeah, it does.
Yeah, he does. Yeah,
he did. He's also Masvidal, also ATT.
Yep.
Masvidal lost that first round pretty badly.
Right.
But second dominated, third and set up a dope Darce, which is actually only his second submission victory in his career. People really underestimate his ground game. His ground game's legit as fuck.
Okay.
So his boxing, high level. He could box pro if the UFC would allow it. His wrestling, high level. His jiu-jitsu, super underestimated, really high level. The guy's a beast.
All right.
Then, of course, on the main card, we had Mighty Mouse.
Mighty Mouse.
Fighting Morga.
Mighty Mouse gets a lot of play here in Asia, for those of you who don't know, because he's under Matt Hume, and Matt Hume is a big deal out in Asia, you know what I mean? Aside from being the dude's a legend.
Yeah, and he's one of the upper echelon of ONE FC as well.
Yeah, exactly. Matchmaking. So if you want to get on that, holler at your Matt Hume, who's in the corner of Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson, who, once again, those guys, those little tykes, those little whippersnappers, they can really move.
I've got some friends. I'm not gonna point fingers. Not a fan of the smaller guys.
I know
there's no knockouts. Well, I say he's crazy because that's just exciting as fuck. I'm pointing at you, JP.
I have related it though in the past to children's Muay Thai for the same reason, because it's going the distance. You're going.
Well, you got guys like Brad Pickett. Brad Pickett's a knockout machine.
Yeah, but come on now.
Granted, that's one out of how many people are in the division?
Yeah.
Like 20.
You haven't seen like real big knockouts coming out of lightweights since like Jens Pulver was knocking fools out back in the day.
Jens Pulver's the man.
Yeah, kudos to you, Jens.
I love you, Jens. As a friend, as a bro. We hung out twice.
Are we gonna end it on that? Is that it for this week?
I think unfortunately we're a little bit short on time. We're short on time. We're having some memory card malfunction, so we're gonna cut this shit off.
All right.
Nonetheless, keep it tight, keep it right. All Asia, all day.
You don't have any last stories?
Last stories?
Yeah.
I don't think we have time for stories.
All right.
Nonetheless, Jon Nutt, Facebook. Ben Stark, BJJ and MMA on Facebook. Dare Fight Sports on Facebook. DareFightSports.com. Ben Stark HH on Twitter. Shout out to my boy Tech Harrington. Holla
at
you fucking muppet.
And if you could ever come to Bangkok, you should do it.
He lives here.
Just in general. Spend money in Thailand.
Yeah, come to Thailand. The bot is getting a little bit weaker, so you have
Bangkok.
More money.
Bangkok.
Nonetheless, live from Bangkok, all day, every day, because, well, we live here, and you should tell your friends. Like, share, subscribe, comment down below.
Stay moist.
Stay frosty. I miss Frosties.
Krispy Kreme.
They have those at the moment?
Moneymaker Mike.
Word up.
Christmas.
Come on, don't play, son.